legendary wartime leader for the United Kingdom. He was the Prime Minister from 1940 to 1945 during the Second World War. He was 65 years old when he was elected, and it was said that the war seemed to energize him. Before becoming the Prime Minister, he was an officer in the British Army, and he saw a battle in the Sudan and the Second World War. Before becoming the Prime Minister, he was also a historian and a writer, as well as being in the Army. He won a Nobel Prize for his literature. Churchill suffered from depression on and off throughout his life. He is famous for brandy, cigars, polka-dotted bow ties that he was never without, and the V for victory, which we now call a peace sign. This speech, Blood, Toil, Tears, and Sweat, was his first as Prime Minister and one of his most famous. On Friday evening last, I received His Majesty's commission to form a new administration. It was the evident wish and will of the Parliament and the nation that it should be conceived on the broadest possible basis, and that it should include all parties. I have completed the most important part of this task. A war cabinet has been formed of 5 members, representing the opposition and the Liberals, the unity of the nation. 3 party leaders have agreed to serve, either in the war cabinet or in high executive office. To form an administration of this scale and complexity is a serious undertaking in itself, but it must be remembered that we are in the preliminary stages of one of the greatest battles in history, that we are in action in many other points, in Norway and in Holland, and that we have to be prepared in the Mediterranean. The air battle is continuous, and that many preparations have to be made at home as well. In this crisis, I hope I may be pardoned if I do not address the House at any length today. I hope any of my friends or colleagues or former colleagues who are affected by this political reconstruction will make allowance, all allowance, for any lack of ceremony with which it has been necessary to act. I would say to the House, as I would say to those who have joined this government, I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat. We have before us an ordeal of the most grievous kind. We have before us many, many long months of struggle and suffering. You ask, what is our policy? I can say, it is to wage war, by sea, land, and air, with all our might and with all the strength that God can give us. To wage war against a monstrous tyranny never surpassed in the dark, lamentable catalogue of human crime. That is our policy. You ask, what is our aim? I can say in one word, it is victory. Victory at all costs. Victory in spite of all terror. Victory, however long and hard the road may be. For without victory, there is no survival. Let that be realized. No survival for the British Empire. No survival for all that the British Empire has stood for. No survival for the urge and impulse of the ages. No survival for mankind will move forward with buoyancy and hope. And yet this is no time to speak of our hopes of the future, or the broader world which lies beyond our struggles and our victory. We have to win that world for our children. We have to win it by our sacrifices. The crisis is upon us. In this strange, terrible world war, there is a place for everyone, man and woman, old and young, hale and halt. Service in 1,000 forms is open. There is no room now for the dilettante, the weakling, for the shirker or the sluggard. The mine, the factory, the hospital, the dockyard, the salt sea waves, the fields to till, the home, the chair of the scientist, the pulpit of the preacher. All, from the highest to the humblest tasks, all are of equal honor. All have their part to play. I feel sure that this cause will not be suffered to fail among men. At this time, I feel entitled to claim the aid of all, and I say, come then, let us go forward together with our united strength. Thank you.